Hey, what's going on? My name's Kyle. I'm a contractor and I do kitchen renovations. I'm making this video for anybody who's interested in a product called Invisacook. For anybody who's maybe seen those really trendy videos of the invisible cooktop where it completely hidden, people take the pot off, the lid off, and it's boiling on your countertops. Pretty mind-blowing stuff. Just to have any questions that anybody may have who's looking into getting that cooktop, similar questions that basically I had when I was looking into it. Recently renovated this kitchen and saw a product called Invisacook online that was really cool, but I couldn't find a lot of information on it. So whenever I started looking it up, I had a lot of questions on how to get power for it, what kind of power it used, what type of material was used for the counters. I didn't know anything about induction, plus it was coming from a perspective of someone who's used to gas and doesn't like using electric cooktops. So induction was new to me. Saw a bunch of Instagram shorts and YouTube shorts giving like the really cool niche product, and I thought it was gonna be super expensive and way out of budget. Turns out it's actually the same price range as regular cooktops. I am a contractor, so my day job is bathroom renovations, kitchen renovations, and things like that. Now I started looking up the Invisacook. I was trying to, one, see what counters were used. I wanted to see how this compared to gas, if it would take longer to boil than regular gas would, or does it linger on heat where you can't go to a simmer after a boil, because that's one of the biggest complaints with electric is that it just maintains its heat. I'm actually really happy with this, the Invisacook. The cook time, the boil time, everything about it seems above and beyond what I was expecting. The installation for it was way easier. One of the reasons I decided to get it too is if I ever change my mind, you can always cut out an opening for the cooktop. How this one installs specifically is it's under-mounted. The only issue I had with the company that's installed them before was they were not able to use the clips that are provided. Usually it's like a sink clips that kind of screw on and it tightens the Invisacook to the bottom of the counter. I had to basically just take 2 pieces of wood. Basically, it rests on 2 pieces of wood. If you're doing a raised counter like this is a 2-inch counter, then you're going to put 2 inches or whatever the thickness is on top of that. It's going to rest it as long as the magnets are kind of touching against the counter. When the cooktop came to me in a box, it had movable plates that have springs on them that screws. You can adjust those to the height. You don't need to do a lot of adjusting. It comes pre-adjusted. It's good to go out of the box. It's just there if you have any other adjustments. The only confusion with the electrical is with each burner, I think they have a 1 through 5 burner. 1s are used for like RVs or smart tiny homes, things like that, 1s and 2s. 3s they recommend for galley kitchens, which is this style here. I've seen people do 4s on here. You probably couldn't fit a 5. One of the requirements they say is it should be 10 centimeters around the perimeter from touching anything. 4s and 5 burners are specifically used for islands and things like that. The electrical outlet for them are pretty much the same. I believe you'd have to read the booklet. We can attach the document below. It's a 220 volt, 30 amp system. It's a twist lock. We'll put a picture of the type of connector that they have in the instruction manual. And I'll update the pinned comment below if any new information comes out. Maybe they update the requirements for the burners or the electrical outlets, receptacles or anything like that. One of the reasons I wanted to make this video is all the information I could find, especially the YouTube videos, were a year or 2 old and they didn't go into as much depth. They basically said in the original instructions, which is still available for download, but it basically says you have to use these pads for the pans. These pans were not an option when the Invisacook first came out. These new pans have these spacers here. I had some copper pans I had to get rid of. It will not work with the Invisacook. I loved my cast iron. Unfortunately, you cannot use it with your Invisacook. Basically, it's too efficient. On a level 5, it can get extremely hot. I needed new cookware anyways. I didn't want non-stick. I ended up going with the Invisacook because I didn't want to use the mats. That was my biggest selling point as a consumer. Definitely worth the money. This is how I did my display. The only 2 things you see online are the display as a flip out drawer or the display as it has 2 slides, so it would slide out here. You can mount it on the counter, you can mount it on the wall. On the burners, you have a ribbon cable coming from the left side, coming from the right side. The left ribbon cable goes to the left side of the unit, right goes to the right. You have a lock feature, safety feature for kids, power, select each burner, left, middle, right. This is your power. You have a timer. This counter is elevated, But most of the time, the reason people don't use this top drawer is because you can't have metal utensils directly underneath it. So a lot of people either have this empty void or they have to flip out. If you're using all wooden utensils, it shouldn't be a problem. You definitely want to have enough room for it to breathe because it's elevated. If you have it directly on top of the counter, you're not going to have room to even use this drawer at all. In regards to the display, one extra feature that they offer is a smart app. So you can use the app to turn it on. So we turn it on. Middle, we'll do it at a power 8, and then it will start. So it'll tell you here it's working, which burner we're on the middle, and the power control. The cons, first con, if you're not going to use the Invisacook cookware set with the risers, you have to use the mats. I didn't know that at first. They definitely let you know. The mats are going to protect your counters. Other con, learning curve. If somebody's never used it before, you have a babysitter come stay the night, watch your kids, and she wants to cook something, and nobody ever told her about this, she's probably going to look at this and be kind of confused. It takes 2 seconds to learn. They may not know where the burners are. If you put a piece of tape, just a quick little reminder, they can figure it out. It's not too confusing, but I can see why people would get annoyed at that, having to learn where their burners are at. That doesn't outweigh the pros for me. The pros are, for this style kitchen is a galley style kitchen, not a lot of counter space really. So this definitely opened it all up. You don't have a section where you have to be careful because it's a glass top, or you have to have burners in the way or anything like that. Cleanliness, you wipe it up just like you would with a regular counter. You don't have to worry about the side pieces where grease and food can go down between the voids. And the third pro is that it's a lot safer than other cooktops. You don't have to worry about burning yourself as much. Basically, that's all I have to say about it. Huge fan of it so far after 2 months of using it consistently with 2 kids. Kind of put it through the ringer. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of it, if you've ever tried it, if you're curious about it. I know there's a lot of rumors floating around about it and misconceptions, so just wanted to set the record straight with this video. Drop a like if you want, post any questions you have about it. I'm definitely here to answer it. I've spoken to the CEO numerous times, super helpful. So thanks again for watching. Have fun cooking. This was essentially from metric to imperial. It's 3 inches. This is the person I hired to clean up after the job site. He's doing a great job. Yeah, he's the intern, so, but he's getting experience, you know. There's the intern again.
Slack it off.
What are you doing? This child's hair. What are you doing, buddy? He's got to go. Finn, what's he doing? He's got your car.